Hey everyone, welcome to How to Get the Mage's Enchantments mod, which adds all these books here with new enchantments. It's a mod that's widely used in mod packs because of its huge user base, so I wanted to cover it. As always, feel free to request any mod you'd like me to cover next. To get it, you can see it has 10.7 million users, was created 5 years ago, and last updated about a year ago. What we'll do is go to the Files section in CurseForge after searching for Mage's Enchantments, select Mod Loader, choose Forge, all versions 1.20.1, click the 3 buttons and download. Save this file by pressing Windows plus R, typing app data, roaming Minecraft, then going to the mods folder and saving it there. Important. This folder, as you can see, says since version 1, 0.0 of this mod. It requires the Mage's library to function, so we should download that too. They also recommend getting either enchantments descriptions or JE enchantment info. I recommend it as well, okay? Look, here they show us some different effects like making a creeper disappear with a shield effect or arrows that add items directly to your inventory after defeating a target. Sixth Sense that makes mobs glow with the glowing effect. Well, so basically we'd get the library, same process, 27 million downloads. This creator has several mods that we'll probably cover, okay? Besides enchantments, they have accessories, progressive difficulty, okay? We'll bring those in the future, and now we go to mod loaders, Forge 1, 20.1, and save it in the same place, okay? With that done, we're ready to start with the mod without any issues. I'll mention that in the description you have access to my AI course for those interested, and for those who aren't, let's continue with the guide. Alright, how do you use Deathwish in Minecraft with Maxidor's enhancements? Basically, Deathwish is an offensive enchantment that boosts melee damage in exchange for compromising your safety. It increases damage dealt when your health is low and reduces maximum health, making it a high-risk, high-reward enchantment. It applies to melee weapons like swords. Wait, it doesn't reduce my max health, axes and tridents, and scales across multiple levels theoretically. Although here I only see one level available, okay? It can be very interesting since the less health we have, the more damage we'll deal, right? Meaning if we're missing 2 health points, we'll deal 2 extra points of damage, which is very, very interesting. Alright, let's see how the Leech enchantment works. Leech is an enchantment from Max Crush Enchantments that gives you a chance to steal positive effects like health and hunger from enemies, okay? So let's check it out. I'll switch to survival mode. I'll lose some health and I'll let this mob hit me too, okay? There. That gives me a bit of hunger and health loss, and theoretically using this tool should give me a chance to regenerate food, right? Or to regenerate health if I can hit something, of course. It only has 1 level. Let's try spawning zombies because maybe it only works with enemies. Right now, honestly, it's regenerating very little, I won't lie. There, it just regenerated 1 point. Well, I guess the probability is pretty low, but it does work, huh? That is, if I spawn a few enemies, you'll see that, well, you're already seeing that my health is regenerating, right? Or more than health, hunger, because these guys are hitting me so hard, good lord. If you knew how to play, and if I didn't have this giant scale setting, the fog would cover everything. But anyway, you can see that gradually my health and hunger regenerate, especially hunger, which is most noticeable. So basically there's a 10% chance to steal one of these resources, a 1% chance to steal 2, and a 0.1% chance to steal all 3 simultaneously. You can get this at the leveling table around level 20 and 40, and it applies to swords, axes, and tridents. Plus, Leech scales in a special way with the Curse of Vampirism equipped on your armor. Each level of that curse increases the theft probability. For example, with 1 level of Curse of Vampirism, the base 10% becomes 20%, and so on. This lets you create builds focused on resource draining, trading defensive aspects for much more reliable lifesteal. Very well. How to use Misanthropy in Minecraft with Majrusz enchantments. Misanthropy is an offensive enchantment from Majrusz enchantments that increases damage against humanoid entities like villagers, pillagers, witches, and other players. Okay, so I'll grab a pillager. I'll take a netherite sword and let's see how much damage I can do. Okay, normally I do, let's see, 4 hearts, 4 and 4. And with this enchantment I deal, well, there you have it, 10 hearts. Okay, so there's quite a noticeable difference. It can be applied to swords, axes, and tridents, but it's incompatible with Minecraft's generic damage enchantments like Sharpness, Bane of Arthropods, and Smite. The key choice is between higher general damage with Sharpness, or extremely high but situational damage with Misanthropy against humanoid creatures. On the enchantment table, Misanthropy appears from low to very high levels, roughly between level 5 and upwards. Depending on the specific level, it's relatively accessible throughout the entire progression. It's an optimal choice for worlds with lots of villager, raider, or PvP content where its bonus is frequently utilized. And this weapon, obviously, for playing against other players and doing PvP is really insane, okay? We have 5 levels, okay? So yeah, there you have it. Alright, how to use Telekinesis in Minecraft. Telekinesis is a utility enchantment. Basically, it adds collected items directly to the player's inventory. For example, this pillager, when I hit him, he might drop an item, right? Well, that dropped item should automatically go into your inventory. Let's spawn some chickens. Right now, honestly, I'm not sure if I have drops enabled, but let's check it out. Look, there you have it, see? You simply defeat the target, and the telekinesis effect makes drops go directly to your inventory. So when does this make sense? It makes sense for a ranged tool. Can it be equipped on a sword? It can be equipped on swords and axes, but it's more useful for tridents, bows, crossbows, and such, okay? It only has 1 level, and you can get it from level 15 at the enchanting table, and that's all there is to it. Alright, how do we use the harvester? Well, basically, Harvester is an enchantment from Majrusz Enchantments focused on farming that lets you mass harvest crops and automatically replant them using a suitable tool, typically a hoe. When using a tool with Harvester on mature crops, they'll be collected and replanted, reducing manual work. It works with all crop types and is compatible as detailed in the mod documentation, okay? It's theoretically compatible with other mods. In the enchantment table, it appears at moderate levels with multiple harvester levels that increase the process efficiency. Basically the range, okay? There are 3 levels, and it's honestly a pretty cool and super convenient way to harvest crops and replant them. Which frankly is something in Minecraft that's a bit, well, quite tedious. Obviously it doesn't make crops grow faster, okay? This is a modification I've added so we can see how it works. So don't get too excited, alright? There we have it, simple as that. Important question, does it wear out the hoe? Well, yes, it does. I think it just did, actually. Yes, it does wear it down, okay? Alright, how do we use Smelter? Smelter is an enchantment that auto-smelts mined blocks, okay? So the block we mine, like cobblestone, will be returned already smelted. By the way, no, the lag isn't from that. It's from the random tick speed. Okay, there it is. It mines it automatically for us, right? No matter what it is. And my question is, will it do the same with animals? Almost, right? Almost. And does it give me charcoal too? Does this give it back as charcoal, or am I getting too excited? I'm not getting excited at all, my goodness. How well designed is this? So whenever there's a valid furnace recipe, it'll give us that instead. Ingots instead of ores, or cooked materials instead of the original block. Smelter applies to mining tools and is incompatible with Silk Touch, as both modify how drops are generated. On the enchantment table, levels appear aimed at the mid-game progression when you already have stable access to ores and want to optimize processing. This enchantment reduces furnace usage and speeds up experience gain from ores while simplifying inventory management with fewer different stacks to process. It's especially interesting to combine it with telekinesis so that smelted materials go directly into your inventory. Of course, another option is to put telekinesis on the pickaxe. I hadn't thought of that since I mentioned you could put telekinesis on. And this will give me glass, I understand, right? Yes, this is actually broken, isn't it? Sure, I said you could put telekinesis on a bow since it's a ranged weapon, but using telekinesis on a tool isn't bad either, huh? For me, folks, this enchantment is absolutely wonderful. Really wonderful. I mean it. I understand why Minecraft doesn't add it, because it would make many processes completely obsolete. But at the same time, I wish they'd add it as late game content after finishing the main game. You know, to make the player's life easier, right? If you've completed the game the hard way, why not make things easier afterward? Well, there you have it. Alright, how does the gold wallet enchantment work? This enchantment is a bit more rare. It's basically a Majrusz Enhancements enchantment focused on gold tools and armor. It allows the enchanted item to automatically repair by consuming gold ingots from the player's inventory when it should lose durability. It works on both golden tools and armor, transforming gold into durability fuel. The gold cost increases with use, so have reserves if you plan to base your main set on gold gear. Though I'm not sure who'd want to do that. Let's see. It's interesting. We should check how much it costs, right? Perfect. Let's add efficiency level 5 and look for a wall. No, let's do it right here, downward. And mine with this pickaxe, which should dig more effectively. And theoretically, we're already wearing it down now. I don't really know how it works because I have the gold bars here. It's not using them up. When the item is about to break. Let's try. And how much will it use? Okay, item is about to be destroyed. It only uses 1. Okay, I'm going to give myself a moment of infinity. Well, not infinity. For 20 seconds, level 4 for instant mining to see if it still uses just 1. Okay, it still uses just 1. Let's see, that's interesting. Well, considering the gold pickaxe mines faster than netherite, this could be useful. I like it, huh? I like this approach, huh? The truth is, at first I didn't see much point to it. For anything besides mining or chopping, it falls behind, but gold usage isn't excessive, okay? If you have a gold farm, it's not that bad. I thought it consumed in a scaled way, like 1, 2, 4, 8. Right, I mean, this is too much. So, let's see. It's useful for those who want to take advantage of the benefits, right? Of golden equipment, which has high enchantability, without suffering as much from its low durability. It can be combined with other defensive or offensive enchantments to avoid incompatibilities, plus making a gold build that beyond its high enchantability, gives you high mining speed. As you know, gold is the item that mines, chops, and does everything else fastest. So obviously, if you have a gold farm, it's wonderful. In a normal survival world, is using this enchantment interesting? I'm not sure. To me, it seems more late game than anything, maybe for going to the nether against piglins. But I've never spent so much time in the nether, or gotten hit enough for my armor to break before getting another one, you know? Or had a gold tool so valuable that I didn't want it destroyed. I've never experienced something like this, but well, it's a new way to approach the game. It's also true that you need to consider that you're using a space for gold, and you'll constantly need to make sure you don't run out of gold, okay? I mean, it's also a concern and maybe not as comfortable as having a netherite pickaxe and filling shulker after shulker without worrying about it breaking. What I think is that the enchantment would be better if the pickaxe simply couldn't break at max durability, so you wouldn't have to constantly check your inventory for gold, right? It's also true that putting Unbreaking 3 on the pickaxe can make this more effective. Some mods include charms or necklaces that reduce tool durability loss, and combining these abilities can make this very interesting, okay? But well, it's a bit of an odd utility, but interesting to know about at the same time. So there you have it. Alright, how does the Fishing Fanatic enchantment work? This enchantment is for fishing rods in Majrusz enchantments and basically improves both quantity and quality of fishing loot, increases items obtained and chances for rare items while modifying the rod's durability and behavior. The enchantment includes a system. Look, a fish. Yeah, I just got 2 at once. A progression system where as you fish more, Fishing Fanatic unlocks additional internal levels called True Fishing Fanatic, which improve results further. The more you use the rod, the better it gets. Plus, the enchanted rod can be modified for melee combat with adjustments to damage and attack speed, though this is more of a secondary feature. The lure enchantment appears at medium-high levels and applies exclusively to fishing rods. It's ideal for players who want to make fishing a primary source of resources and enchanted gear, while also taking advantage of the increased XP and loot from the mod's extended fishing system. Well, let's see. What I'm noticing with drops is that I'm getting normal items, right? But I'm getting them in greater abundance. Oh yeah, sure, greater abundance my foot. They just shot me up. They just gave me a diamond. I just got a diamond, but see how it gives me like 3 drops at once. It's also true that I have it at level 7. There are 7 levels, okay? And here in the description it says, you have a chance to get additional items when fishing. I think that's it. That's what it does. More than just attracting fish faster, which I don't deny, what it'll mainly do is give you more bonus items and even better items, okay? It's a good enchantment. Really good. I mean, it's excellent. It makes no sense in real fishing terms. You can't catch 2 fish at once with a single hook on a fishing rod. A net would make more sense, but whatever. In terms of gameplay, it makes fishing much more bearable because you get resources much faster. Often when we need food instead of fishing, we just go hunt fish directly, right? And you think, why hunt fish when I can fish with a crafted rod and do something more sophisticated, since this way you get resources faster. But anyway, there we have some of the results. I'm sure we could get even better items eventually if I stayed here for an hour or set up a farm, which I'm not going to do. But there you have it. Alright, how do you use dodge? Well, dodge is a defensive enchantment from Majrusz Enchantments that gives you a chance to completely nullify any damage. With dodge 1, we had a 12.5% chance to dodge, and with dodge 2, the probability increases to 25%. My question is, since I currently have dodge 2 on many armor pieces, what does that mean? That I avoid damage a lot of times, right? Tuku, you could say that I'm avoiding damage about half the time, more or less, huh? Well, now I'm going to get killed for bragging, you'll see. Yeah. I mean, the probability is pretty high, right? Well, maybe not that high, maybe just 25%, because there are streaks where I just get hit repeatedly. And previously, dodge was only available for leggings, with a maximum of 2 levels, but now I've been able to equip it on all my armor. So I understand that 25% is when you equip it for the entire armor set, right? At the time, it was only for leggings, but they saw it was too overpowered and they nerfed it a bit. Dodge is very useful in intense combat situations, especially against bosses or enemy groups, where avoiding one hit can make all the difference. Plus, you can combine it with other defensive enchantments like magic protection to create a highly resilient set that alternates between direct damage mitigation and complete damage negation. Alright, so we have the Enlightenment enchantment. That's an armor enchantment from the Major Enchantments mod that increases experience gained from any source. Each level increases experience gained by 12.5% and can reach up to 25% at maximum levels. It can be applied to all armor pieces, helmet, chestplate, leggings, and boots. And the effect stack, allowing you to create complete sets focused on maximizing XP gains. And in the enchanting table, this enchantment is available starting at level 18. No, from 18 to 50, so I guess if the max level is 30, it would be around level 10 or so. This enchantment is ideal for intense XP farming phases, whether through mob farms, mining, or activities like fishing and trading, combined with other farming enchantments from the mod, such as Smelter or Fishing Fanatic, which significantly accelerates our enchantment level. I currently have Enlightenment at maximum level. It's really that powerful. What I'm going to do is switch to survival mode and remove all my experience, okay? So we'll do the XP set command and set it to 0, 0, and level 0, right? 0 levels. There it is. Let's see how much experience I get from defeating a zombie. Well, there we have it, level 1. I'm not sure how much it would normally give me. Let's try it without armor, without the extra experience armor, just to know. As you can see, I wouldn't even reach level 1, okay? Well, that's good. It basically gives us a 25%, or rather 200% of the experience we would normally receive. So it's very good. How does the Magic's Protection enchantment work in Minecraft with Backrooms enhancements? Pretty well, actually. Magic Protection is a defensive enchantment in Backrooms enhancements for Minecraft that reduces magical damage received, including instant potions, evoker fangs, guardian beams, etc. It reduces this type of damage by 8% per level. It's quite specific damage, isn't it? Just Guardians, instant damage potions, and evoker fangs. It goes up to level 4, right? So you can reduce damage by 84, 32%, applies to all armor pieces, and is classified as uncommon. It's incompatible with protection, fire protection, and pressure protection. So you must choose between general defense or specializing against magical sources. In the enchanting table, it appears from level 1 to 45. Sorry, I mean from level 1 and up. And it's really Recommended for confrontations against enemies with magical attacks like evokers, guardians, or intensive potion encounters, in worlds or packs where these enemies are common. Dedicating specific armor with this enchantment can make a huge difference in survival. Truth is, I won't lie, I've covered over 100 mods on this channel and can't think of any mod or situation where you'd want this armor throughout your time as a player, over using a protection enchantment. Honestly, right? If anyone can think of one, maybe it's in some very specific mod pack, but extremely specific, right? I mean, this enchantment was created as... I think the developer must have played a mod pack that was all PvE against witches and said, I'm fed up. I'm going to create the ultimate solution, because otherwise I don't get it, you know? Really, I'm trying to think of a situation. I'd say, no, in an At Atlantis style mod pack, right? Underwater for the Guardians. But it's not like Guardians are really that big of a deal. And for instant potion damage, unless a player throws it at you, who the hell is going to hit you with instant damage, right? So there you have it, huh? I mean, there you have it. Alright, how to use Thick Sense. Thick Sense is a helmet enchantment that I've been able to equip on the chest plate, okay? So I'll have to wait for any armor piece. Basically, when the player crouches, creature sounds within 16 blocks make those entities temporarily highlighted, okay? Right now, I'm only wearing the helmet. I'm going to try with the armor to see if the ability still works. The ability. Let's see if with the chest plate when something makes noise and... Oh, it looks like they're making noise. It doesn't work. It lets me equip it, but it doesn't function. Well, that's not cool at all, is it? Now with the helmet equipped, it works. Wow, there was another enchantment just for leggings that let me equip it for all armor but actually didn't work. And that enchantment is, well, I don't remember honestly. So it only works for the helmet. How crazy. There you have it. It's the first enchantment I've covered, I think. No, it's not. My goodness, what a mess. As you can see, sounds play and we can see the mobs, okay? So there you have it. Very well. How to use Hunter in Minecraft with Majrusz enchantments. Basically, Hunter is a Majrusz enchantments enchantment for Minecraft designed for ranged combat. It increases projectile damage based on distance to target and can improve the amount of loot dropped by creatures killed by your arrows. It works on bows and crossbows and has several levels that increase damage and chances of getting additional loot. This rewards long-distance gameplay. The further away the target is, the more noticeable the damage boost from Hunter becomes. It appears in mid-level ranges on enchanting tables, so look for it when you have experience and extra levels. I also recommend pairing it with the Telekinesis enchantment, okay? The Telekinesis enchantment gives you the drops, okay? It delivers drops directly to your player inventory. For example, I destroy this kitten and the drops go directly to my inventory, okay? Let's see if I can get it since it moves a little bit. Okay, there it is, it goes directly to my inventory. So let's see how much damage we're talking about. For example, I wouldn't normally kill that cow so easily, but I did it with one arrow. But here was a golem. This golem has 199 health, okay? If I shoot from this height and distance and hit it, which isn't easy, how much damage can I do? Yeah, no, I can't even see if I'm hitting it, honestly. Let's see, if it stays still, of course this isn't easy, right? This is not easy at all. There's the golem, I'll aim a bit higher to hit it. There it is, I hit it, okay? Let's see how much health I took from it. I took away, well, 18 health. No, I mean 17, not bad. And up close it's different, 8 health. So we took almost twice as much damage from a distance. I have to say, the damage isn't that increased, right? I mean, I'd expect something a bit more exaggerated. I understand if you have power 5, this would be much more exaggerated, okay? But well, it's just a matter of getting used to it. For example, I just shot 4 arrows in a row and got 4 iron ingots, see? So it's about getting used to it, and it's an additional bow enchantment that costs you nothing, right? See, this cow wasn't killed because it was very, very close, but that little pig, goodbye. And that one in the background, let's see if I can hit it. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm not hitting it, though. Goodbye to that one, too. Ollie? Come on. So, yeah, very interesting, right? Having this with telekinesis and looking at the drops, you get so much more. What to use Fuse Cutter? A Fuse Cutter is a defensive enchantment for shields in Majrusz enchantments for Minecraft, which focuses on cancelling nearby explosions. If you're blocking with the shield and an explosion happens within a 3-block radius, the explosion is cancelled. It can only be applied to shields, has just 1 level, and is classified as uncommon. It appears in the enchanting table from approximately level 8 and up, so you can get it relatively early if you prioritize protection against explosives like creepers, TNT, or similar threats. Fuse Cutter is particularly useful in open mining environments, creeper farms, nether combat, or any situation where explosions are a constant threat. So, let's test it out, shall we? Let's grab a creeper, some TNT, and a flint and steel, because I want to test different things. For example, if I activate the dynamite, if I can deactivate it, or if another player activates it with a redstone block. Well, let's see. Okay, so we grab a creeper here, the creeper will try to explode, and there we have Fuse Cutter. And as you can see, we have this not so fun cooldown, but anyway, let's try it now with TNT. Same thing, boom. Let's see if I can stop it, though it doesn't look like I'll be able to stop this. Oh, I actually did. Okay, and what if another player activates it? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go over there, right click. Okay, if a creeper is... Whoa, 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 whoa. See that? This is a problem, because if there are multiple explosions, you're going to get hit. Okay, I think I lit it. No, I didn't manage to light it. I want to ignite the creeper. I want to ignite the creeper. Let's see. Okay, there it goes. I can deactivate it the same way. So basically, any explosion. And my question is, how much delay is there? Okay, 3, 2, 1, activate. Okay. So there's the normal delay of a shield that just absorbed the entire explosion, basically. But it's not like right click and it activates instantly, but with the normal activation of the shield, that's when it will activate. Well, it's interesting, not very useful. Not very useful because in the end, well, I mean, it helps prevent a creeper from blowing up your house if you're at home. But how many situations like this will you actually encounter? If you know how to build a house properly, this shouldn't happen to you, right? So, well, you don't destroy the environment, which is good. But rarely will a creeper destroy the environment unless you literally provoke it. So, well, there's the enchantment.
아주 좋아요. 프로스트라이더 사용법. 프로스트라이더 1과 2가 있어요. 알겠죠? 기본적으로 말 가본용 부적인데 말을 타고 다닐 때 주변 물을 얼려줘요. 그래서 만약 말에 프로스트, 라이더가 있으면 프로스트 워커와 같은 효과를 내요. 하지만 말을 위한 거죠. 자, 이제 이 말을 길들여 볼게요. 알겠죠? 알다시피 말 그대로 말과 함께 물 위를 걸을 수 있게 해주는 거예요. 자, 이제 해볼게요. 갑옷을 장착하면 물 위를 걸을 수 있는 걸 보게 될 거예요. 말 그대로요. 이 갑옷은 말 갑옷에 적용되고 희귀하며 2단계가 있어요. 인챈트 테이블에만 있는 게 아니라 상자나 주민과의 거래로도 얻을 수 있어요. 그리고 점프 100만 달러짜리 질문인데요. 여전히 작동해요. 알겠죠? 특히 물이 많은 세계나 바다로 분리된 기지 간 빠른 이동에 유용해요. 스위프트니스와 아머드 캐러밴을 결합하면 빠르고 튼튼하며 어떤 수중 바이옴도 쉽게 이동할 수 있는 탈 것을 만들 수 있어요. 그리고 이제 우리 모두가 기다리던 질문. 내가 보트를 타면 이 트릭 잘 보세요, 네? 내가 보트를 타고 여기 말을 태우면 자, 들어와. 들어와야 하는데, 그렇지? 들어와. 왜 들어오기 싫다는 거야? 들어와. 아무 일도 없을 거야? 말이 들어오지 않네요. 왜 그런지 모르겠어요. 모든 몹들이 다 들어오잖아, 그렇지? 한번 볼게요. 저기 봐, 손은 들어오는데 이 말은 안 들어오네. 진짜로? 시도하려 했는데 모든 몹이 들어오고 아이언 골렘만 안 들어오나? 아, 아이언 골렘도 안 들어오네. 상관없어요. 보트에 태워서 프로스트 워커가 작동하는지 프로스트 라이더처럼 시험해보려 했어요. 하지만 안 돼, 불가능해요. 보트에는 가스트까지 뭐든 태울 수 있다고 알고 있었는데 아닌가요? 보자, 가스트 보트. 아, 안 되네요. 안 돼. 말이 보트를 가라앉힐 거예요, 네. 아, 아니네. 얼음이 재생성되니까. 와, 거기 그냥 둘 수도 있네요. 그거 꽤 멋지네요. 그럼 여기까지입니다.
Muy bien, ¿cómo usar Swiftness en Minecraft con Majrusz Enchantment? Y es que Swiftness es un encantamiento para armaduras de caballo. ¿Vale? Vamos a ponérselo ahí hasta nivel 4. Y básicamente lo que hace es incrementar la velocidad de movimiento de caballo. Así se mueve normal este caballo. ¿Vale? Y vamos a colocarlo ahora Swiftness y vamos a ver su velocidad. Y efectivamente ha incrementado notablemente. Este caballo no es siquiera de los más rápidos. ¿Vale? Pero ahí lo tenemos. Cada nivel aumenta la velocidad en un 12,5% hasta 4 niveles en total, permitiendo monturas notablemente más rápidas que las estándar. Se aplica solo a armaduras de caballo y está clasificado como raro y tiene 4 niveles. Voy a intentar conseguir un caballo, ¿vale? Que sea de los rápidos, simplemente para que podamos comprobar cuál puede llegar a ser la máxima velocidad. Los más rápidos son los que tienen muy poca vida, ¿verdad? O sea, de hecho, tenía uno de los más lentos, ¿no? A ver, este es más rápido. Este es bastante rápido, ¿vale? Vamos a ponerle ahora la armadura y vamos a ver cómo de rápido va. A ver, ahora está yendo por hielo, evidentemente por hielo irá más lento. Pero es que, claro, fuera, es que mirad cómo va. O sea, es otro rollo. Y vamos a coger uno de los que tienen muy poca vida, ¿vale? De estos que dan esta penita. A ver, ¿es este? Este casi, pero hay uno que puede tener menos. Son estos. Este tiene muy poca vida. Este es de los que tiene poca vida. Lo vamos a domesticar. Y que salte muy poco, por favor. A ver. Vale. ¿Saltas poco? Salta muy poco, ¿verdad? Perfecto. O sea, este va a ir rápido. Ah, pues no. Este es malo en todo. Ah, mira, si me lo pone encima. Speed 11,48. Me lo pone encima, me lo pone encima. Y el que acabamos de montar, ¿qué tenía? 9,58. 12,51. Ah, o sea, que el que tenía yo ya era bastante rápido. ¿Pero es porque estaba domesticado o...? O sea, que ya tenía ya era de los más rápidos, entonces. A ver, lo voy a domesticar. 9,79. Lo domestico y ahora qué. Lo mismo, ¿no? Vale. O sea, que el que ya teníamos era de los más rápidos. Que era este de aquí. No. Era este, 12,51. Perdón por... Perdón por meterme contigo. Pues nada, es rapidísimo, ¿vale? O sea, ahí lo tenemos.
Very well. How to use Curse of Breaking in Minecraft with Macros enchantments. Curse of Breaking is a curse that goes up to level 3, which severely reduces the durability of any enchanted item. Items with this curse wear out much faster than normal, shortening their lifespan and causing them to break after fewer uses. It can be applied to various equipment types like tools, weapons, and armor, depending on the mod's design, and is intended as a curse. Once an item has this curse, it's harder to use long term, so avoid combining it with expensive items or gear crucial to your build. In practice, Curse of Breaking forces you to monitor durability closely and rethink how you repair and replace equipment. It works as a risk-reward element in packs where certain powerful items only appear with curses attached. So there you have it. Curse of Breaking makes the item break down faster. Got it?
Muy bien, tenemos por aquí el Curse of Corrosion o Corrosion. Y básicamente es una maldición orientada a la degradación del equipo en Majrusz Enchantments. Acelera el desgaste de armadura y otras piezas afectadas cuando reciben daño, simulando un efecto de corrosión que reduce con rapidez su durabilidad efectiva. Está pensada para provocar que las piezas afectadas requieran reparación o reemplazo con mucha más frecuencia, penalizando especialmente a quienes reciben golpes constantes. Como otras maldiciones del mod, su función es crear decisiones, usar temporalmente una pieza con estadísticas excelentes pero afectada por corrosión, o descartarla por una alternativa más estable. Es recomendable evitar combinar el Curse of Corrosion con armaduras clave que utilices en combates prolongados o jefes y reservarlas si acaso para usos puntuales o configuraciones en las que puedes permitirte reemplazar el equipo con frecuencia.
Además, también pone aquí que va a dañar al usuario cuando esté en el agua.
¿Vale? O sea que tenerlo en cuenta.
Alright, we have the Curse of Fatigue in Minecraft with Marked Roots enchantments. The Curse of FA. Fatigue is a Marked Roots enchantment for Minecraft that penalizes the speed or effectiveness of actions with the enchanted item. Tools or weapons with this curse feel heavy, reducing the player's efficiency when mining or fighting. This curse creates a constant feeling of fatigue when using the affected item, forcing you to spend more time and effort on tasks that would be easier with a normal item. It's especially bad for mining tools, clearly reducing performance. Like other curses, it can appear on loot or through enchanting and is best avoided for main gear. However, it can be used to add extra difficulty to custom maps or challenges. So yeah, it effectively reduces the player's movement speed and increases the time it takes to use items. So it's pretty crazy, this curse, honestly. Very well. How the Curse of Incompatibility works. This extreme curse from Macros enchantments makes all other enchantments incompatible, or simply put, it makes the item completely unenchantable. It can be applied to all types of equipment, and it's pretty crazy, honestly. It's mainly used as a punishment curse and turns an item into something practically impossible to optimize through enchantments, forcing you to replace it for advanced builds. It's useful to know about this curse to quickly identify and discard equipment affected by it, especially if you're looking for complex enchantment combinations. typically you'll find the best item in the game with this curse, you know? It's just how it goes. The typical thing in games like MMOs is when you see the best item in the game, complete the hardest mission, get it, and it has this enchantment that prevents you from fully utilizing that tool, right? You just want to grab the game CD and burn it. Well, this is that enchantment, okay? So it's true that Majrusz's enchantment mod adds many powerful curses. Maybe we should add another mod that lets us remove curses from items in a balanced way. Like maybe by crafting a tool that costs diamond blocks or something similar. That could be interesting, right? This way we balance the game a bit because some curses, I don't know how common they are, can make items completely useless, which I understand is part of the fun. So anyway, there we have it. Alright, I'm finally going to talk about the Curse of Vampirism. Although it's not in my version, and I understand it won't be in newer versions either, but was in older versions, I still need to cover it. So, basically, there's a curse called Curse of Vampirism, which is an armor curse that is closely tied to the Leech enchantment, right? The Leech, if we remember, gives us the chance to steal positive effects like health and hunger from enemies, allowing us to restore both our food and health. This curse, Curse of Vampirism, while acting as a curse, primarily enhances the Lich's resource-stealing abilities when worn on armor pieces. Each level of Curse of Vampirism increases the chances of the Lich stealing 1, 2, or 3 resources at once. For example, without the curse, the base chance of stealing at least 1 resource is 10%, but with 1 level of this curse, it rises to 20% and continues to increase progressively with higher levels. This makes the Curse of Vampirism a risk-reward curse designed for aggressive builds focused on life drain, hunger effects, and other bonuses in exchange for the usual negative effects of curses. You get a much more reliable Lich than normal, which is very powerful in prolonged boss fights. So, there you have it. I've now covered the mod completely. This mod is really interesting. Remember that my artificial intelligence course is linked in the description. It's becoming increasingly important and will definitely help you a lot. So check it out. And this mod is pretty awesome. Thanks so much for watching the video and for your support. See you in future videos. Bye bye. Alright, let's look at the Immortality enchantment. It's one of the most powerful enchantments in the game, and its function is to save the bearer from death. When a hit should kill you, the enchantment activates preventing death, and after activation, Immortality is removed from the shield, making it a high-value consumable. Okay, let's see. I understand that if I fall, it removes the Immortality effect, right? Let me try. Boom. And there it removes the effect. It works like a totem and... Okay. And all this for the price of an enchantment. Not bad. It appears at high levels, approximately 20 or 50, and is consistent with its enormous impact on survival. Okay, my second question is, I have my shield, right? And I have a totem. Which gets used first, the shield effect, the totem, or both at the same time? I want the totem to be used first, because I think a totem is easier to get than this enchantment. Let's test it out. And it uses the totem before Immortality. It's also true that this enchantment eliminates the need to carry the totem in your left hand, which I just realized when I picked up the totem. Normally you carry the totem in your left hand and give up using a shield. But this enchantment allows me to say, hey, I don't need the totem in my left hand anymore, so I can use a shield. Therefore, I can now have the shield in my left hand and have the totem at the same time. I understand that's the beauty of this enchantment. It's like getting 2 for 1 with the shield, so you can keep using the shield's mechanics without losing the security of having a totem in your left hand. So it's very interesting. I really like this enchantment. I honestly hope it's not too difficult to obtain. I mean, challenging like that it has the same rarity as Silk Touch, for example. For me, that would be fine. Silk Touch, Fortune 3, that same level of rarity. You know, it's that typical enchantment you always find when not looking for it, but never appears when you need it, right? So there you have it. How to use Repulsion. Repulsion is a shield enchantment from Majrusz Enhancements for Minecraft that focuses on crowd control. When you block with the enchanted shield, mobs that attack you will be pushed back several blocks, creating space and reducing the risk of chain attacks. 2, okay? So let's take an iron golem, for example, and see if I can push a creature with an iron golem, okay? There it is, and Minecraft is telling me no way. Now let's grab a zombie, okay? And we'll also test the repulsion effect.
Okay, so I'm going to stand here. Wonderful. I'll switch to survival mode. It comes to attack me, and there it is, see? Do you see how I push it? I push it. Normally you already push it a little, right? But this is a bit exaggerated. I should mention it only has one level, and it's uncommon, applying only to shields, okay? And on the enchantment table, it appears at level ranges of 40 from level 15 and up, okay? It doesn't damage the mob, but it's ideal for scenarios where you face pressure from large groups or very aggressive melee mobs. Combining it with Fuse Cutter, or Immortality can give you a really complete shield. Pushing enemies away, getting an extra life with Immortality, or disabling explosions with Fuse Cutter. Let's see, it's pretty good. It's good, but it's not like, I mean, I'd say it's the worst enchant. Wait, careful now. See how it pushes them far away. Sure, when a fast baby zombie comes at you, it's not a big deal, but with this, you push it 3 or 4 blocks away, right? Careful now, it's actually pretty good. So there you have it. How to use Armored Caravan in Minecraft with Marvelous Enchantments. Armored Caravan is an enchantment for horse armor, okay? Even though you can put it on other armor pieces, it only works for horse gear. Basically, what it does is reduce the amount of damage your horse takes. It's a way to give them protection. It's ideal for mounts used in exploration or combat, reducing damage and boosting survival in dangerous areas or long battles. You can combine it with other horse enchantments from the mod like Swiftness or Frost Rider to create specialized mounts. How does the Curse of Slippery work? Well, Curse of Slippery is a handling curse that increases the chance of items slipping from your hands, causing them to drop or change slots during intense use, adding risk and unpredictability in combat or mining. This effect makes affected tools and weapons unreliable, as you might lose them temporarily at critical moments or need to readjust your hotbar frequently. It's especially annoying in melee combat or when fighting groups of enemies. Curse of Slippery is generally a curse to avoid on any main item. It can, however, be added to custom maps or challenges as an extra difficulty element, forcing players to constantly manage their inventory and positioning.